almost out of the trees. Almost to 14,000 feet. Got about, I don't know, what, 200 more feet to go. Almost there. Two 14ers located in the Sawatch Range near Salida, Colorado. We drove from Denver and stayed the night at the Shavano Koa located near Poncha Springs in Colorado. There's two ways to access this trailhead. We decided to scope out the trailhead the night prior. We made a turn off of Highway 50. Highway 50, you drive down about a mile on a paved road and then it hits to a dirt road. Our route to the trailhead was on a 3.9 mile unpaved road. The Subaru made it no problem at all. There's one section that's a little rough. Two-wheel drive could probably make it to the trailhead, but you would just have to be very careful and it would depend on the skill of the driver. Plenty of parking at the Blanks trailhead. There's also an overflow area and plenty of dispersed camping on the way where you can pull off the road. Most of the sites were taken, but we did see a few open ones. We began this hike up to Mount Shavano and Tabeguache at 5:10 a.m. on June 5th, 2021. Trailhead elevation about 9,760 feet. You begin hiking on the Colorado Trail for about 0.3 miles until you see the sign to turn off for Mount Shavano and Tabeguache Trail. The trail starts off for a forest like most 14er hikes. This one, however, is very steep right off the bat and very rocky. We took the summer route today, and there were pretty much summer conditions all the way up to the summit of Mount Shavano. You walk through a forest for about 2.5 miles, and then once you get above tree line, there were still a couple of snowfields that you have to cross, but nothing too crazy. We did the entire hike in trail runners, never put on spikes, didn't use poles or anything. These snowfields, though, I think will probably be completely melted in a couple of weeks. Not many people on the trail today. Probably saw about 20 hikers the entire day, which is pretty cool. You're gonna get quite a bit of serenity on this trail if you go during the springtime. We arrived at the summit of Mount Shavano at about 8:45 a.m. Looked around, didn't see many clouds, decided that we were gonna tag Mount Tabeguache as well. To hike to Mount Tabeguache from the summit of Mount Shavano, you're gonna descend down to a ridge to the saddle, which is about 600 feet of elevation loss, and then about 400 feet of elevation gain all the way up to the summit of Mount Tabeguache. Not summer conditions over there. On the ascent up to Mount Tabeguache, there's a pretty dense snowfield. It was soft enough to where we could walk up without microspikes. We knew that coming down would be the tricky part. We found that hanging to the right and going along the ridge was the best route to the summit. If you want to tag both of these 14ers, the commitment to get to Mount Tabeguache from Mount Shavano will take some weather reading skills. You do want to keep an eye in the sky. It took us a little less than 2 hours from the summit of Mount Shavano to the summit of Mount Tabeguache back to the summit of Mount Shavano. The hike back to the trailhead was very peaceful. Still didn't see many hikers on the trail. Seemed that the wildflowers were starting to come into full bloom. Overall, this is a great hike. One of the hardest hikes I've done to date. It really kicked my butt, especially with all the elevation gain and the hardness of the trail, just because you're never really walking on a defined trail. Trail is very easy to follow though. Just follow the signage at the beginning, and then the rest of it is pretty evident. We never thought that we were getting lost. Got back to the trailhead, did the 4-mile drive on the unpaved road, decided to hit up downtown Salida. We went to Amica's Pizza where we enjoyed some alcoholic beverages and some good food. After that, we made a quick stop at Elevation Beer Co. to taste out some of their amazing beer, and then headed back to the Koa for a good night's rest. As far as the Colorado 14er summits go, this is going to be 8 and 9 for me, and it's Emily's 13th and 14th Colorado 14er summit. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Please subscribe if you like the videos I make. I'm trying to push for 1,000 subscribers here shortly. Got a lot of cool hikes coming up this summer, so hit that bell to be notified whenever I upload new hikes. That's it for me today, but until the next hike, I'm Dave Spates, Hiking Adventure Photography.